we're going to talk about tyrosine versus NALT in this video, but one of the important things to note about tyrosine and NALT, or anything that is going to go and build the catecholamine neurotransmitters, is I think you should. The best way to take those things is with cofactors. There's a lot of other stacks out there that have just tyrosine in them. Sprint. Nutrabox is one of Nutrabox's nootropic stacks. Sprint has tyrosine and caffeine, theanine, and a few other things. And then you've got Alpha Brain, which has tyrosine mixed with some cholinergics. But no known commercial popular stacks have tyrosine with iodine and selenium. The reason you would want to put all those together is because the thyroid hormone uses tyrosine, iodine, and selenium to make thyroid hormones. You want a profoundly powerful energy nootropic stack. Here it is. 300 milligrams tyrosine. It's a dose range, 200 to 500 milligrams, but I stick somewhere around 300 milligrams. 2x the RDA for iodine and 2x the RDA for selenium. Boom. Thank me later. That stack and these kind of distinctions is in the Smarter, Better, Faster book. We actually break down why you should take selenium and iodine with tyrosine, what you can expect in terms of catecholamine cranking and alertness and mental energy and overall energy production in the body. It's a powerful stack. Tyrosine is one of my favorite nootropics, and I found recently that Dave Asprey, the guy from Bulletproof, who is like a nootropics enthusiast, created Bulletproof Coffee, suggests tyrosine is something you should take every day. I'm not willing to make that jump, but I do think it's critically important for thyroid production hormone and thyroid hormone production. Looks like I need some more tyrosine, and it's very powerful. Smarter, Better, Faster, livecortex.com for a surgical guide on using nootropics for total mental dominance. Learn to focus on Q. Learn epic microdosing modafinil strategies. livecortex.com. Also run a special on Cortex, which is our nootropic stack, which we made while I was working 18-hour days trying to build a business and having incredible verbal fluency and incredible focus to do it at a CDP choline uridine monophosphate, which is like the natural version of modafinil in my opinion. It's incredibly powerful. Like, you get the stack and try it, 2 capsules, you're gonna be like, dude, you put Superman genes in this stack. Combined with Bacopa monnieri and artichoke extract for a faster onset and neurite outgrowth and memory effects. It's a very, very powerful stack. The special is, we're running an ongoing special basically where you can get $5 off using the coupon code 5. Okay, NALT versus tyrosine. So NALT is it's an acetylated version of tyrosine, right? Tyrosine is the amino acid that builds 3 neurotransmitters, the catecholamines, epinephrine, dopamine, norepinephrine. Also the thyroid gland uses it to build thyroid hormone. NALT is an acetylated version of it, right? It just is one step further in the process of metabolism, so that when you take it, it's supposed to be more bioavailable. Like, it's kind of akin to, at least in theory, alpha GPC versus something like choline bitartrate. If you take NALT and N-Acetyl-Tyrosine, you certainly will notice an effect, because I do. And it seems to be that you can take slightly less of it and get the same effect as you were to take L-tyrosine, the regular amino acid. The thing is that regular L-tyrosine works profoundly well. It's kind of like triacetyluridine versus uridine monophosphate. And so the need for NALT, at least in theory that NALT works better, is really not there in my opinion. But then there's studies on this. There's studies of like tyrosine clearance in people with liver damage. There's studies on tyrosine versus NALT in plasma tyrosine, and then however much tyrosine you excrete via your urine. And the studies conclude basically that NALT is no more effective than L-tyrosine, right? And basically the way that they're measuring that is more tyrosine is excreted via urine when you take NALT, and changes in plasma or blood tyrosine does not differ from regular L-tyrosine. Okay, so that's the sort of scientific consensus on NALT versus tyrosine. My own anecdotal report, and I think a lot of other people's anecdotal reports, is that NALT, that isn't to say that NALT is something to be discounted. N-Acetyl-Tyrosine is a powerful nootropic compound. Whether it lasts longer or you pee more of it out or it doesn't change plasma tyrosine as much, it does seem to affect the brain. Certainly seems to affect my brain. You know, I used to have a whole big bag of N-Acetyl-Tyrosine and I was using it in the formulation process of the Cortex stack just to see if it worked or not. And I would have stacks of just Nalt and, you know, a bunch of other things. And it would work. It works, right? But I really don't remember trying to measure how long it was working versus tyrosine. But I would say this, you know, in addition to me, you know, in summation of my own anecdotal experience with Nalt, it's not any more powerful than L-tyrosine to me. You know, I take L-tyrosine and I would take Nalt. It's effectively the same thing, maybe a little quicker of an onset with the N-Acetyl-Tyrosine. Maybe it seems a little more pronounced, perhaps a little unmanageable. Whereas tyrosine is a good, solid, strong, stable onset, right? A good, strong effect duration, you know, and there's really virtually nothing unmanageable about it, especially if you're taking it with iodine and selenium, and especially if you're conscious of, you know, maybe the need to calm things down if you're drinking coffee or something. Tyrosine and tyrosine analogs and coffee is very stimulatory. That's why people launch like Nalt caffeine combinations or tyrosine caffeine combinations, in which case you would just shoot for something like 200 to 500 milligrams of L-theanine, which is the, you know, the savior, the common savior to sort of keep in the arsenal for situations like that. But no, I do not think Nalt is stronger than tyrosine, better than tyrosine, a better onset than tyrosine, lasts longer than tyrosine. Tyrosine by itself is perfectly okay with me, and the science really does demonstrate, at least in terms of excretion and at least in terms of plasma tyrosine, that Nalt is no better than tyrosine. So frankly, if Nalt ends up being a little more money, don't spend your money on it. Just get tyrosine. I've been taking this stuff, you know, tyrosine on and off for about 8 years. You know, trying to change it with, you know, interchange it with Nalt and having Nalt in there for different experimentations, and I'm sticking with tyrosine. That's my personal opinion on it, and the science kind of backs me up a little bit too. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, Ryan here. Thanks for watching. But if you want to take your brain game to the next level, you want to increase your focus, your verbal fluency, your mental energy, your ability to sit down and crank out work for hours at a time, secure a bottle of the Cortex Nootropics stack. Our customers are clear. This is the best pre-made stack on the planet. And hey, speaking of stacks, if you really want to take your nootropic stack game to the next level, secure the Smarter, Better, Faster book. This is a surgical guide to using nootropics for total mental dominance. You talk about stacks, we got stacks in there. Endless amounts of stacks, power stacks, verbal fluency stacks, working memory stacks. We've got modafinil strategies and everything else you can think of to include a whole sector on nootropics questions answered. Smarter, Better, Faster, the most powerful nootropics guide on the planet. livecortex.com. That's livecortex.com. We'll see you over there.